Hello children, gather round, it's time for a story.
Or up to the castle inventing with Archie. He's ever so clever and ever so arty. What's the story in Balamory, wouldn't you like to know?
The story in Balamory is how I came out, which I'm sure is not the kind of usual content they have on the show. But we're shaking it up. For those of you that have been around for as long as my channel has existed, which, you know, isn't really a lot of you, you'll know that I actually already posted a how I came out video. It's now private, so you can't go and find that. Haha. And the reason it's private is because I don't know anything about aspect ratios. It meant that the filming looked like this and had black bars because I don't know how to set up a camera, apparently, So here I am now telling you the exact same story some of you will have heard before, but you know what? I need content, so why not retell the same story? Why not? If you've been on my channel before, you'll probably be aware of the fact that my family is quite open, shall I say. We are very loud and we don't have very many secrets and we kind of talk about anything and everything, which is a problem if you want to have some kind of basic level of privacy in the house. You won't get that here. My parents brought us up to basically respect everyone as long as they're not hurting other people. If they're nice and respectful to you, you'd be nice and respectful to them. When I came out, I knew that I wasn't going to be, you know, rejected or not accepted in any way, shape or form, which is parenting done right, ladies and gentlemen. Parenting done right. Part of me wishes I hadn't come out when I had, because it would have been a great YouTube video to come out to my mum on camera. Think of the way I could have clickbaited that title. So the way that I came out was essentially, I was having an argument on Twitter. Yes, I'm one of those people. And the person was a very Islamophobic, racist, xenophobic person. And they essentially were arguing with me that we shouldn't let people with different religious beliefs into the country. Because, you know, for a variety of reasons. Of course, the natural being they steal our jobs. Classic. The other being because, you know, if we let Muslims in the country, we'll all be wearing burqas by next month. That's how it works. This person then tried to tell me that I wouldn't have the same open-mindedness if I was gay, because all Muslims naturally hate gay people. All of them. 100%. In fact, I'm pretty sure the Quran, when you hold it, it's its own personal gay detection unit. And it just ding 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 when there's a gay person nearby. That's exactly how it works. This is the point, by the way, where I clarified that the Quran isn't a gay detection unit, because there are people on the internet that don't understand a joke. So I just thought I'd just put that in there so you know. Now, I have never actually met a person of any religious belief that hated gay people. I've met people who had certain religious beliefs that didn't necessarily agree with being gay and they thought that it was a choice. But they would never ever discriminate or hurt someone because of their personal beliefs. And although I don't agree with them, I think it's fine that they can have that as long as they still treat people with respect, which they do. So I've not got any issues with that. This lad just kept going on and on and on and on. He's like, if you were gay, you wouldn't like this. If you were gay, you'd hate Muslims too. At which point I was just like, right, I've had enough of this. And little, what was I, 16-year-old Albert was just like, well, you know what? I'm 50% gay and I couldn't give a shit. Then, of course, after I'd done that and I'd hit post, I then realised I'd outed myself on that one. I just told the internet I was bisexual. See, this would be fine if it weren't for the fact that both my parents have Twitter. Now, I then realised there was a time limit. You know, I had to come out to my family before they read the tweet. And I could have just deleted the tweet, but by this point, it was already out there. People knew. They were chatting. They were talking to me about it. It was over. I had been outed by myself. I didn't really know how to tell my parents that I batted for both teams, because, you know, they're not really that into baseball. At this point, inspiration struck me, and I realised that the best way, in fact, to tell my parents would be via text. For those of you that don't believe that this actually happened, I'm going to put up the screenshots, right? I texted my mum a photo of Hannah Montana and said, "This is me." At which she was like, "What? Eleanor, you on pot again? You having a moment?" I then came up with the pure genius line of, "Mum, this is me, because I get the best of both worlds." Get the best of both worlds. think I peaked, you know, humour-wise at that point. Don't think I've ever been as funny since, and I haven't got any hopes that I will be that funny again. That was it. At this point, my mum then came downstairs to me and was like, what? And I was like, hey, you know, I eat both pies, if you know what I mean. She got it. She knew what that meant. In fact, I was quite underwhelmed because my mum literally then went, okay, and then walked straight back out the room. I actually got upset because nobody cared that I wasn't straight. I was like, I bigged up in my head that this was a really big event and my adrenaline was going, I was nervous, sweating, and I'd like said it and they could not have given a monkey's ass. Genuinely couldn't have cared. I guess it was because I had so much adrenaline built up and then it went to nothing. I just cried. I was crying because nobody cared that I wasn't straight. It's a fact that my family haven't let go to this day, in fact. They still take the piss out of me for it now. But yeah, that's what happened. They didn't care, really. Nobody cared. Which, you know, was anticlimactic for me as a person. I know a lot of you are going to be like, you ungrateful bitch. You know, a lot of people can't come out. I was like, yeah, I know. But I could come out. And I did come out. And nobody cared. What I wanted was the Shane Dawson documentary effect. I wanted to come out as bisexual and there be this tension-filled music, sending that tweet and then be like, I've got chills. Look at those goosebumps. I can't. I'm so nervous right now. I'm so nervous. I can't believe I've done that. I can't believe I've done that. I cannot believe I've done that. And then I wanted to tell my mum and it'd be like, Mum, I've got something to tell you. What? What have you got to tell me? Mum, I'm bisexual. Oh my god. I know. That's what I wanted. I wanted just a little bit more drama, you know? I wanted a bit of pizzazz. But no, I just got sick. And that was it. You win some, you lose some. Anyway, it's been a while since I've done a kind of story time video. I'm sorry, I feel like I haven't really been talking to you all very much. Apologies about that. I've been really busy and I'm sorry I had a week off. I went to Paris with Beth. It was really nice. I felt like I needed that week. But I'm back. Better than ever. Well, maybe not. As I've already established, I kind of peaked like a year ago. I'm back at like a fairly solid level from which I can build upon. Not better than ever, because that would probably be impossible. You're not missing anything, but you're also not getting anything. You know, if you want to unsubscribe at this point, I kind of understand. That's absolutely fine. I'm gonna go, because I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. If you like this video, give it a cheeky little thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down. It's a free world. You do you, boo. If you want more kind of just like city down, Eleanor. I wish my mum had aborted me as a fetus. Then I wouldn't be as much of an embarrassment as I am right now. Whilst my coming out story was quite humorous to say, I know a lot of people watching this video will be potentially thinking about coming out or being incredibly stressed about the idea of coming out. I found a website called Stonewall and they give support for young people as well as adults who are thinking about coming out, whether it be as transgender, gay, lesbian or bisexual. There are free guides and booklets as well as a question and answer on pretty much any question you could have about coming out. They also have this amazing tool to help you find LGBT-friendly services in your area to give you better advice in the real world. If you do choose not to come out, you are just as valid as everyone else. And I think you're the bomb. Have a lovely day and you do you, boo. Bye! A tho is a mix between a thot and a hoe. Or a toe and a hoe. Which I think is actually worse, to be honest.